Hello everybody, all the lovely humans in our Yogaja herd. Thank you for joining me for this video today, and thank you for all of your love and support during this time. The practice that you'll be doing today is going to be really helpful for immune support, which obviously I think we all kind of need right now. So I've created this class. It's an all-level flow. Most poses should be able to be done without props. If you do have any props at home, or even if you just have like a couple larger textbooks or something, if you'd like a block. Of course, pillows are great to use as bolsters, in Shavasana under your knees, and blankets are really great. You can use any blanket that you have at home, towels even. If you need a strap, like a belt works really great, a tie, even a sweatshirt or long sleeve shirt. Get creative, but I will not be offering any props myself during this class, or I will not be using any. So majority of you should be able to do the same. But again, as I always say, this is your practice, it's your body, you are going to know what's best for you. Let's get started. Before we get into our first pose, I want to show you the mudra that we'll be coming back to throughout practice. It's called Prithvi Mudra or Earth Mudra. And to do this mudra, your palms will face up. You'll connect your ring finger tip to your thumb tip in both hands. And allow your index, middle, and pinky finger to extend. So Prithvi Mudra, Earth Mudra is good for a variety of things. But the reason I chose this mudra today was because it not only helps to strengthen your immune system, but also helps to keep you grounded. Connects you back to the earth, this element which is so essential for when we first start out in life, and for kind of keeping us grounded, keeping us calm. So by coming back to this mudra, we can hopefully help to decrease anxiety in the body while also strengthening the immune system, which is going to be great for this time. Because really, one of the worst things for our immune system is stress. And I know that all of the things that are going on right now are very stressful. It's very uncertain. It's a little scary, honestly, but you have the power to find that peace, find that calm within yourself, so that you can strengthen your immune system and stay healthy. Not just for yourself, but for those around you as well. So remember this mudra. Come down onto your back, whatever way is most comfortable. You can come into like a Shavasana corpse position. You can bend into both your knees, place your feet on the floor. You can bring your soles of your feet together, knees wide for reclined butterfly. And then take this mudra in your hands, Prithvi Mudra. Again, palms face up, ring finger and thumb connect, and your other three fingers extend out long. Start to become a conscious witness of your breath. See if you can start to melt and surrender into the earth beneath you. Today we'll really be taking this slow, that we can fully tune into the body and offer it exactly what it needs. If you have not already, start to deepen your breath. Really fill up through your nose, all the way down into the pit of your belly. Expand your torso. And as you exhale, release the breath back out through your nostrils as your torso eases back down. Take a nice deep inhale together. Exhale, open your mouth, let out a sigh. One more inhale. And exhale. Go ahead, release your mudra, that hand gesture. Give your fingers a little wiggle. Maybe roll through your wrists a couple times each direction. If you decided to stay here with me in Supta, Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly, bring your hands outside of your thighs. Start to press your thighs, your knees back together. And draw knees into chest, grab hold of backs of your thighs, your kneecaps, your shins, or you don't have to hold on at all. You can find a little rock from side to side or make little circles on your low back. So really in this, I say this in every single class because I feel that this is of utmost importance in yoga, but really focus on doing what feels good today. So if something doesn't feel good, that's a signal from your body to not do it. Of course, there's things that might feel uncomfortable, but if something's causing you sharp, shooting pain, or it's completely restricting your breath, that's a sign from your body to ease on back. Go ahead, exhale here. On your inhale, extend, stretch your arms up overhead, stretch your legs out long. You can point, flex your toes. Reach through fingertips and your toes, and then exhale, release. Hands by your side. Bend into both knees. Place your feet to the floor. Start by walking your heels as close in as you can. So you can touch your heels with your fingertips, maybe. And then go ahead and walk your heels just out of fingertips reach. So you have a little bit more space between your glute and your heels, but it's not too much. Press down through your forearms, really root into your shoulders, into the back of your head, and into the soles of your feet. We're going to take some flowing bridges. So as you inhale, lift your hips up, squeeze your glutes, and then exhale, lower. We're going to continue. Inhale, lift the hips up, come into bridge, and exhale, lower. Now, since we're just starting here in practice, in movement, don't take these bridges as high as you could go. It's really more about opening, waking up your legs, and finding strength than it is to get into the deepest back bend you've ever done. So continue just like this. Now, if you're here and you feel like your knees are splaying out wide as you're doing this, try your best to draw your legs together, and you might even place a book or a block, if you have one, in between your thighs. It's going to help to keep them active, keep them together. But if you're here and your legs are staying, in a more neutral place, you can forego any props. Let's do this 3 more times. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. One more. Inhale. And exhale, lower. Walk your feet wide, maybe as wide as your mat, and allow your knees to come together to touch. Place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Take a few moments to come back to your breath. Draw your knees on in. And then roll over onto your left side to start. Extend your arms out in front of you. Palms touch. You have these kind of like crocodile mouth arms. That's always what I want to call them, but if anyone thinks of a better name to call this, you can let me know. So you're in this fetal position. Your knees are still bent. You rest your head on the floor. The back of that left arm is completely on the earth, or mostly. And as you inhale, reach through your right fingertips, even go past your left hand. And as you exhale, trace your right fingertips along the inside of your arm, across your chest, and all the way open into a twist. As you inhale, stretch that right arm up overhead along the floor as long as you can until you bring your hands back to touch. Inhale, fingertips stretch past your left hand. Exhale, trace inside of your arm across your chest and open. Inhale, stretch right arm up over your head. And then exhale, hands together. Let's do that twice more. Inhale, finger stretch. Exhale, trace and open. Inhale, up overhead. And exhale, back to center. Let's actually do that 2 more times, just because it feels so good. So on your own, take these same movements 2 more rounds. And after that, gently roll back onto your back, hug your knees into your chest, and then roll on over to the right. We're gonna do that same thing, other side, so you get to see it from a different perspective from the back side. As you inhale, this time the left fingertips will stretch forward past the right. Exhale, left fingertips trace the inside of your right arm across your chest and open. Inhale, left arm stretches up over your head as long as possible. And exhale, draw your hands back together. Inhale, left fingertips stretch past, and exhale, trace your arm, your chest, and open. Inhale, left arm stretches up overhead, and exhale, back to center. Inhale, left fingertips stretch past the right. Exhale, trace inner arm, cross the chest and open. Inhale, stretch your left arm over. And exhale, bring it back. All right, take this 2 more times on your own. Slowly press your way up, once you're done with those 2, into a seat. Once you're seated, go ahead, extend your legs out long. You can give your knees a wiggle, or you could fan your feet in and out, whatever feels best for you. And then draw the left knee in. I'm going to try to mirror you as best I can too, by the way, so not really sure how it'll turn up on your end, but you could also listen to. Okay, so we're going to draw the left knee in. Left foot comes to the inside of your right thigh, and you allow the left knee to open. Again, if there is a big gap, you can always place that blanket if you grabbed one, a towel, and you can even come to turn on your mat like I am. I'm sitting, typically you'd be sitting towards the short edge of your mat. I'm sitting long ways. So you can actually roll up your mat too. Kind of fill that gap a little bit if one exists. Reach the left fingertips up and bring it to the outside of your right calf, right thigh, wherever it works. Then inhale, stretch right fingertips up and bring it to the inside of that right leg. You can stay uplifted here, or you can start to walk your fingertips forward as your head drops down towards your thigh, towards your knee for Janu Shirshasana, head to knee pose. In all practice, breath is super important, but especially in practice today. See if you can really lengthen your exhales. Exhales, just like our Prithvi Mudra, are going to help to ground you. And by increasing the length of your exhale, you're also helping to find more peace and calm within you. It helps to kind of release anxiety. Next inhale, slowly lift up. Bring your left hand outside of your left hip. As you inhale, come onto your left knee, left foot, and right foot as you stretch your right arm back. And gently exhale, come back down. Draw the left knee up. You can either keep your left foot to the inside of your right leg, or you can cross it over. Place your left hand back behind you. Inhale, stretch the right arm up, and either hug your knee or hook your elbow to take a twist. Inhale, find length through your spine. Exhale, twist. One more, inhale. And exhale, twist. Inhale back to center, and exhale, take a counter twist, other direction. Inhale back to center, uncross the leg. If you crossed it, extend it long. Take a wiggle, take a wobble. Then draw right knee in this time. By drawing your leg in like this too before you open it, you're helping to protect the knee joint. So go ahead, open right knee wide. Right foot comes to your inner left thigh. An option to fill the space between your knee and the earth. If it's just a smidge off the ground, that's okay. But if it's really hovering, I encourage you to find something to fill that space. All right. Right arm stretches up and then comes to the outside of the left calf, left thigh. And left arm stretches up and comes to the inside. Again, stay here or fold forward. Try to keep the left toes flexed back towards your face. So you bring your head down towards your thigh, towards your knee. And breathe. Inhale, slowly rise. Right hand comes back by your right hip. As you inhale, press into your shin, your knee, your foot. Press into that left foot as you stretch the left arm back. Exhale, gently lower. Draw the right knee in. Option again to keep it to the inside of the leg or cross it over. Right hand will come behind, right by your low back. Inhale, stretch left arm high. As you exhale, either hug or hook the knee to take your twist. Inhale, find length through your spine. Exhale, deepen. One more, inhale. And exhale, deepen. On your inhale, come back to center. Take a counter twist, other direction. And inhale, come back to center. Uncross the foot, and whatever way you can, come onto hands and knees. Draw toes together, knees wide, and go ahead and take a rest in child's pose. If your forehead doesn't touch the earth, stack one fist on top of the other to create a little stand. Or bring, again, a block, a book, a blanket, something, a pillow even, something under to connect your forehead. Your hips might stay high, that's okay. I feel it's more beneficial to have that connection of your forehead to the earth than it is to have your hips to your heels. As you're resting here in child's pose, take a moment to ask yourself, what is one thing that you can introduce into your life to help you to stay healthy? As you inhale, slowly rise on up. Walk your handprints, about a handprint past your shoulders, tuck your toes under, and then lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Your heels most likely won't touch the earth, that's okay. As you inhale, come forward to plank pose. And as you exhale, shift your hips up and back for down dog. Now you really shouldn't have to adjust much between down dog and plank. So let's do it one more time. Inhale, come forward to plank. And then exhale, lift your hips up and back for down dog. Again, my heels are lifted, but I didn't have to adjust anywhere for plank.
You can, of course, walk your feet in a little bit. I do that sometimes. And take a nice bend in your knees. Really nice bend, really deep. Try to draw your chest towards your thighs. And then start to point your sits bones higher up towards the sky. And then straighten your legs or keep them slightly bent. On your next inhale, make your way up to the top of your mat or make your way into a fold any way you choose. So you can walk your feet forward, walk your hands back, or some combination of the two. Take a generous bend in your knees. Once you get there, let your head, your neck, and your torso hang heavy. I either like to grab opposite elbows, or sometimes I clasp my hands at the nape of my neck to help to release through this area a bit more. If you bound your hands anywhere, go ahead, release them, dangle them towards the earth. As you inhale, bring your hands to your shins or your thighs. Find a nice halfway lift through your spine, but keep your gaze down. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, lower in. One more, inhale. And exhale, lower. Inhale as you come all the way up to stand, nice and slow. Reach both arms up over your head. As you exhale, draw your hands through to your heart and down by your sides for Tadasana. As you inhale, stretch both arms up over your head. Interlace your fingers together, but keep your index finger pointing up towards the sky. Take another inhale, find length through your side body. As you exhale, lean up and over towards the right. Inhale back to center. And exhale up and over towards the left. Continue just like that, moving from side to side. After that, next time you go over toward the left, come back to center, stretch your arms up overhead. As you exhale, lower them down. Come back to your mudra, Prithvi Mudra. Thumb and ring finger connect. Again, inviting in this quality of groundedness and the intention of strengthening and benefiting our immune system. I'm going to take this off for just a minute, this little mic, because I want to show you guys something called thymus tapping. One moment. Okay, so to do thymus tapping, you bring your hands together. Gosh, this is going to be hard. Put this here for a sec. Okay, bring your hands together like this with your thumbs up. You're going to be using this fist that you've created to tap all across your chest. So like below your collarbones, but above like where your nipples would be, if you have some. Not everybody does. So I'm going to take the mic off because I don't want it to be really loud. So go ahead, create your fists, and we'll start tapping. Slowly release your hands, come back to Prithvi Earth Mudra as I put this mic back in, back on. Back to your breath and notice any effects of your tapping. Exhale, release your mudra, give your fingers a wiggle. Inhale, stretch both arms up over your head. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold back in. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Stretch both arms up over your head. Exhale, hands through to your heart. Inhale, arms stretch, stretch up, reach up. Exhale, bend your knees, fold forward. Inhale, lift up, lengthen. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Reach both arms up overhead. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms stretch up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, stretch both arms up over your head. And exhale, hands through to your heart. We're going to come to, well, if you're not at the top of your mat already, go ahead, come to the top. Inhale, stretch both arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. As you exhale, bring your hands down, step back, as many steps as you need to downward facing dog. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, gently release your knees down towards the earth. Reorganize your body so that your wrists are right beneath your shoulders, your knees are beneath your hips. Start to take some cat-cow movements. We're going to do these a little differently. If you've been in my public classes before, maybe we've done this, but this type of cat-cow movement is going to help to stimulate the nerves along your spine. It's something called nerve flossing. We do these movements in a different way. For this one in particular, it's going to help to stimulate those nerves on your spine. So it's going to help to target your central nervous system. So as you inhale, go ahead, drop your belly, lift your tailbone and heart, but keep your gaze down. Exhale, drop your tailbone down, round through your shoulders, try to look up. This is going to feel weird at first, I know. Inhale, belly drops, tailbone, heart lift, gaze goes down. Exhale, tailbone drop, shoulders round as you try to look up. Take this a few more times on your own. Come back to neutral. Shift a little bit from side to side. If at any point too your wrists start to hurt, come up onto your fists. Or if you want a little wrist stretch, you can turn your fingers back so the eyes of your wrists face forward. We're going to take a little flow. So as you inhale, you'll come forward to this kneeling plank. Exhale, shift your hips back to child's pose. Inhale, come forward, plank. Exhale, hips shift back, child's pose. Continue on your own. One more. And gently rest your hips back to your heels. Back to your breath. You can roll your wrists a couple times, each direction. As you inhale, slow, start to come up. And make your way down on your belly any way that you choose. Once you're there, keep your hands beneath your shoulders, elbows tucked in, and untuck your toes so the tops of your feet rest to the floor. As you inhale, roll your shoulders together down your back, lift your heart any amount for cobra. Exhale, lower in. Inhale, lift up, cobra pose. Exhale, lower. One more inhale. Exhale, lower. Here we'll come into Sphinx pose. So come up onto forearms. Just spread your fingers wide. I'm going to turn to face towards the camera for this. So elbows are right beneath your shoulders or slightly forward. It's going to depend on how your body's made. But all of us will have our forearms like the number 11, fingers spread wide. And see if you can draw your shoulders together down your back and pull your heart through. We're going to take a breath practice here called lion's breath. This is a great breath for detoxing and clearing all the gunk out of your system and your respiratory system. And you might start to notice, at least for me usually when I do this, like one of my ears really opens up, kind of releases any clogs that might be in sinuses and stuff. It's just really clearing. So you can think of this even as like with each exhale, you're letting go of the worries that are no longer serving you during this time. And take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, open your mouth, stick out your tongue, look up and go. Like a lion. All right, we're gonna do that 5 times. So inhale. 2 more. Go ahead, draw your elbows out to the side, rest your head down. Now if you're at home and you're laughing at me or you laughed at any point, but making those crazy noises, that's okay, because laughter is good for reducing stress as well. Option here to bend into both knees, so your feet face up, and move your knees, your legs from right to left like windshield wipers on a car. Come on back to center. Hands come beneath your shoulders. Press yourself up gently. Again, you don't have to move, but I'm going to move back around to the front. Once you're on your hands and knees, start to walk your arms out in front of you. Once you can't move your arms anymore, round through your shoulders as you inhale. As you exhale, keep your hips high, but start to drop your chest down towards the earth. For puppy pose or anahatasana. This is stimulating all the lymph nodes underneath your armpits. Getting into the spleen line. All things are going to help with your immune system. As you inhale, slowly just start to walk your arms up. Whatever way you can, bring your right foot in between your hands. So if you have blocks, you can bring your hands on blocks and then step your foot through that way. You might not need it. You can also drag your foot forward like that. But for some people, it's better to come up onto your knees and then step your foot forward. Whatever it takes. If this back knee is talking to you, you can roll your mat under. You can place a blanket or a towel if you have one nearby underneath there. And stabilize your legs, come up. Inhale, reach arms up overhead. As you exhale, bring your right arm back, left arm forward for a twist. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, stretch open. One more inhale. And exhale, open. Inhale, come back to center. As you exhale, release your hands down to the inside of your right foot and walk your right foot open towards the right. You might want to pick up your back knee and draw your left knee back as you sink into lizard pose. Again, there's lots of options here in lizard. You can either stay up lifted as I am. You come down onto your forearms. You can also rest your forearms on a block, a book, pillow, And stay up. Come onto the pinky toe side of your foot, open your knee. You bring your right hand to your thigh, open up like that. Or you can bend into your left knee and bring your right hand to your left foot. Lots of different options here for lizard. Pick one that serves you best. I'm gonna hang here. And slowly, if you came down or if you took a very different variation, come back up. And whatever it takes, bring that right knee back to meet your left. Come into puppy pose. Arms stretch forward. Inhale, spine rounds. And as you exhale, hips stay high as your chest lowers to the earth. You can even come up onto fingertips if you're not feeling much of a stretch underneath your armpits. Inhale, slowly walk your arms up. And again, whatever way you can, bring your left foot through between your hands, set up for a low lunge. Arms lift high. Whoa. Take an inhale here. As you exhale this time, right arm comes forward, left arm comes back. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hands release down to the inside of that left foot. Go ahead, heel toe your left foot out towards the left. Again, might need to pick up that back knee, walk it back slightly as you come into lizard. All those same variations. You can stay here, come down onto forearms. Come onto the pinky toe side of that left foot, open. Press into that left thigh. Or bend into your right knee, bring your hand to your right foot. Lots of options. Again, I'm gonna stay here. And breathe. And see if you can really lengthen your exhales. Wherever you are, slowly come up. Draw that left knee back to meet your right. Again, whatever it takes. And walk your arms forward. Come into that puppy pose. Inhale, round through your shoulders. Exhale, sink your chest towards the earth. Option again to come up onto fingertips. Inhale, walk your arms back. Set up for your down dog once again. Whatever way you can, come into a fold, walk your feet forward, walk your hands back, whatever works. Hang heavy once you arrive. On your inhale, slowly roll on up to stand, vertebrae by vertebrae. Stretch your arms up over your head. And exhale, bring your hands through to your heart. I'm going to turn back forward to you. You can feel how my hair is almost out of its bun. That's okay. All right, we're going to set up for chair pose again. We're trying to feel good here, so you don't need to go to your fullest extent of chair. Feet can be hips width distance or wider. It's going to depend on how wide your hips are. Or you can bring your toes together, heels apart. Bend your knees, sink your hips, and reach your arms up overhead for chair. Now bring your right forearm to your thigh and lift your left arm to the sky. Check them with your knees, make sure they're in the same line. If your knees are in the same line, your hips are in the same line. As you inhale, come back to center, straighten your legs, reach your arms up. Exhale, sink to chair, left forearm to thighs, right arm stretches high. Again, check in with your knees. And inhale, straighten, stretch up. And exhale, hands to heart. And close your eyes, come back to your Prithvi Earth Mudra. Ring finger to thumb, palms face forward. Bring back the intention, feeling grounded, reducing anxiety, improving your immune system. To exhale, release your mudra, give your fingers a wiggle, and flutter your eyes open. All right, we're going to come into something I like to call shoulder windmills. This is something I learned in a yoga class for reducing depression. And I think it's just a fun thing to do. It's a good way to open up your shoulders. Helps to create new neural pathways in your mind, because rarely are you ever moving your arms in two different directions. I encourage you to really have fun with it. Like, it's really hard to do this perfectly. So even if this just causes you to crack up at yourself, that's great. Just try not to get frustrated. You know, we're trying to reduce anxiety, not create more of it. So do the best you can and have fun with it. It's supposed to be like a more light, fun portion of practice. So I like to start with one arm going backwards. I'm going to start with my right. So right arm's traveling backwards in this windmill shape, and start your left arm going forwards. Yeah. You're at home and you're like, what is she doing? Why is she having me do this? Again, don't be hard on yourself. It's fun. I've taught this in my classes for the last 1.5 years, so I've gotten it down, but I did not have this same skill when I first started doing this. All right, come back to center. Inhale, stretch your arms up overhead. Turn your palms down towards the earth, and as you exhale, wipe and clear the space in front of you. It's like you're starting fresh, other side. So, whoa, let's do that once more. Inhale. And exhale. Let's try the other side. Okay, so I'm going to start with my left arm going back first. Just do whatever arm you didn't do last time. And when you feel good, you can bring that right arm forward. Shoulder windmills, these ridiculous things. Again, you can laugh, you can giggle. You might be like, oh, what's going on? I like to think of it as, you try to pat your head, rub your belly, whatever that trick is. It's pretty hard to do. Go slowly, come back to center again. Stretch your arms up overhead. And exhale, wipe the space away. Inhale. Exhale, wipe the space away. And release. And we're going to come into another breath practice. I'm incorporating a few different types of breath practice in this video today because I really feel like breath work is very cleansing, first of all, and it's a really good form of bringing your mind into a more mindful, meditative state. So when you're doing a breath work practice, you really have to focus on that one thing. If you start thinking about your grocery list or, like the job you have to do later today, you're going to forget what you're doing and you're not going to be fully aware of the breath work. So this breath practice is called Breath of Joy. If at any point you start to feel dizzy, please stop. You can sit down on your mat. Never had that happen to any of my students yet, but it's just something I like to mention in case. So this practice, we're going to have 3 inhales and 1 big whooshing exhale. There are some arm movements. Again, you can choose to take them or not. It can get a little confusing your first time. The arm movements are like this. So inhale, 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 and then as you exhale, you fling your arms back, fold forward, and go. We're going to do that 7 times, okay? Let's go. Inhale, inhale, inhale. last one. Go ahead, fold forward, hang heavy. And take a nice deep breath out of your nose. And exhale, side out your mouth. Slowly roll on up, back to stand. And then step your feet wide. Usually good stance is wrists above ankles, but you might shorten it. Wouldn't recommend necessarily lengthening it unless it feels really good, but you get to decide. Pivot on your right heel, right toes turned forward. Bend into your right knee, warrior two. Check in with your feet. Make sure that your front heel is in line with your back arch and your back toes are slightly turned in. Really press to the outer edge of your left foot and stretch through both fingertips. Inhale, flip your right palm to the sky. As you exhale, lean up and back for peaceful warrior. That left hand just gently rests on your leg, or it can even come behind your back. Keep your torso where it is, straighten through the right leg, reverse triangle, and walk your left foot forward. Extend your arms out into a T. We're setting up for Trikonasana. We're gonna go down in 3 parts. So that first time, don't go to your fullest extent. This is something I learned in Margaret's class. Release your hands to your hips, bring your right hand to your thigh. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower right above your knee. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lower either above your knee or maybe below your knee. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, travel your hand down to your fullest extent of triangle. And it's really common in triangle for people to want to be here, but this totally messes up what's going on in your hips. So it's better to keep both hip bones forward and be higher up on that leg than it is to be here or here, where you're collapsing, where your hips are off, not in alignment. So I like to go right here, personally. See, both my hip bones are pointing forward now, squeezing, activating both of my glutes, especially that left one. And I keep my gaze out towards the horizon or towards the floor. You can even rest this hand on your hip, or you can release it behind your low back. My arms often get really tired from just extending them. So as you exhale, look down at that front knee, bend in, and then inhale, come up, warrior two. Might need to readjust your stance. If you drew that back foot in, straighten through the right leg, turn your toes. And we'll do it on the other side. Left toes face forward, bend into your knee again, check in. Make sure that that front heel is in line with your back arch. Back toes are just slightly angled in. Roll your shoulders together down your back, reach through your fingertips. Flip your left palm to the sky, exhaling up and back for peaceful warrior. And keep your torso where it is, but straighten through your back leg, reverse triangle pose. And then come up, set up for triangle, bring that back foot in if you'd like. Draw your hands to your hips, well, left hand to your thigh. Again, we're gonna do that in 3 parts. Both hip bones are pointing towards the front, pointing same direction. Inhale here. Exhale, bring your hand above your knee. Inhale here. Exhale, hand beneath knee. One more inhale. And exhale, bring your hand wherever feels best. Again, maybe you try not going here today where you're completely crunched and your hips are pressing back. Maybe you're here. Notice the difference in your own body. Feel what feels better. Because honestly, I feel more of a stretch here than when I'm in this pose than here. This just feels bad. You get to decide though. Keep your breath steady. Exhale, look down at your front foot, bend on in and slowly come up. Straighten through your leg. Turn your toes slightly in. You have a few options here. You can keep your hands to your hips. You can bring your hands back behind you into a fist and grab opposite elbows. Or if you have a shirt, sock, long sock, a belt handy, you can bring one end into each hand to create that similar fist without actually binding your hands. So toes turn forward or slightly in. If your toes tend to turn out naturally, try to turn them as forward as you can. If your toes tend to turn forward naturally, or slightly in. Again, we want that slightly pigeon-toed feel. Hands come behind in whatever way feels best, or they can just stay on your hips. So you inhale, roll your shoulders together down your back, lift your heart. You can even just stay here. Or you can press your sits bones back as you hinge forward from your hips and dive between your legs. As you exhale, gently release your arms. As you inhale, lift up halfway. You can bring your hands to your shins. And then bring your right hand over to your left shin and stretch your left arm to the sky. Your hips are going to want to follow. See if you can draw that right hip back for this twist. Exhale, come back to center. Find length through your spine. Hands come to shins or the floor. As you exhale, right hand comes to your shin. Left arm stretches high. Left hand comes to shin. Right arm stretches high. Sorry. For this twist. Again, the hips are going to want to follow. So you can draw your left hip back. Exhale, come back to center. Bring your hands to your hips. Engage through your core. Slowly come up to stand. Walk your feet back in. In whatever way you can. Actually, no, let's come to the top of the mat. Inhale, stretch both arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, fold forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, hands come down, step back to downward facing dog. Any way that works best. Inhale here. And exhale, gently lower your knees down. Walk your hands back, hands up beneath your shoulders. As you inhale, stretch your right arm up, open towards the sky. Exhale, thread right arm down beneath your left. Come onto your right shoulder, right side of your face for thread the needle. If your face or shoulder doesn't quite reach, you can bring your blanket or anything underneath your head. You want to make sure that the head and shoulders make a connection, or at least the head. Either keep your left hand here, stretch it towards the top of your mat. Option also to wrap it around your low back to deepen your twist. As you inhale, slowly unravel. Stretch that right arm up once more. And exhale, release it down. Let's switch to the other side. Inhale, left arm stretches high. Exhale, thread left arm down beneath your right. You can come onto your right shoulder, right side of your face. Keep your right hand here. Stretch it towards the top of the mat, or reach it around your low back to deepen your twist. Gently release, unravel. Inhale, stretch your left arm up once more. And exhale, release it down. Go ahead, sit back onto your heels. And bring your knees to the floor. Knees bent, feet to the floor. And then draw your soles of your feet together, knees wide for butterfly baddha konasana. We're going to do that thymus tapping again. Let me move the mic. Great, I'm just going to completely destroy your ears if I pound into the mic. Okay, it's up there now. So, we're going to again create that fist. Thumbs are out. This is going to be your tapping. And start to take some taps all along the top part of your chest. These can be pretty firm. I mean, obviously you don't want to hurt yourself, but I recommend going as firm as is good, because again, this is helping to stimulate your thymus gland. Maybe I didn't mention that before. But this is stimulating your thymus gland, so this is going to help strengthen, boost your immune system. And slowly come back to center. Move this mic again. Oh no. Okay, so you have the option here to stay where you are, stay uplifted. You could take some circles through your spine, through your hips, or you can fold forward. I'm taking the circles myself. These always feel really good to me. I really like to use movement, help to massage and release that through areas of tension. If you're taking the circles with me, you can reverse the circles other direction. And if you took the circles, fold forward for a moment. Inhale, stretch it up. Draw your knees together slowly. Extend your legs out in front of you. Give them a little shake, a little wiggle, a little wobble. And then place your right hand to the floor. Stretch your left arm up overhead. Nice side bend. Next inhale, come back to center. Left hand comes down, right arm stretches up and over. And inhale, come back to center. Oh no. Technical difficulties, y'all. Okay. Go ahead, take your right hand, bring it to the outside of your left thigh, left calf, whatever works, and stretch your left arm back for a twist. Inhale, come back to center. Left hand comes to outside right thigh, right calf. Right arm stretches back for a twist. And then inhale, come back to center. Bend into both of your knees. Come to the middle of your mat. And slowly lower your way down onto your back. Once you're there, draw your knees into your chest. Take those rocks from side to side. Make little circles on your low back. And then set up for a happy baby pose. Knees come wide, feet face up towards the sky. As you move from side to side, try your best to keep your low back to the earth as you draw your knees closer to your armpits. You don't have to hold on to your feet because that might cause you to come up like this. If that's the case, you can just hold back onto your thighs, onto your calves, your ankles. You can stretch one leg out at a time, just feeling the movement. And then come on back to center, knees draw in. Release your feet down. Knees bent, feet to the floor. Draw the right knee in, flex your right toes, and then cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Right knee opens out to the right. Setting up for supine pigeon. Option to stay here, or you can thread your right arm in between your legs in that little triangle you created. Bring your left hand around your left thigh and clasp your hands behind your thigh. Again, if this causes you to lift up, you can just grab hold of your pants or, like whatever really works here. You can even take that shirt, that belt, what you're using for a strap, and you can kind of like lasso it around your leg and then draw your legs in that way. Wherever you end up, keep those right toes active. Keep your right knee pushing away. And exhale, gently release. Draw the right knee in, and then release it down. We'll switch to the other side. Left knee will draw in, flex through the left toes, cross left ankle on top of right thigh. An option to stay here. Thread the left arm in between your legs, wrap your right hand around the back of that right thigh as you draw. Clasp and draw them closer in. And exhale, gently release, draw left knee in, and then release it back down. Wiggle your feet out wide, maybe as wide as your mat. Draw your knees together to touch for constructive rest. And draw one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Take a moment to thank yourself for coming to practice today, for taking this time out of your day for movement, for yoga. Thank your immune system for trying to fight off all of these germs that are around right now. Thank your body for all that it does each and every day. An option to stay here, start to move your knees from right to left, like windshield wipers on a car, and come onto the outer inner edges of your feet as you take this gentle twist. We're coming to one last pose, one final pose. Come back to center once you feel complete. And come onto one side and press your way up just enough. So you have the option to come to a wall for legs up the wall if you have space around you. But if you don't, there is another option for you. So, okay. So you can either bring, you don't have to move at all if you don't have access to a wall. You can just lift your legs up high. This is legs up the wall too. But if you have the space, bring one hip to the wall, lay back and swing. Whoa, I got a little too close. Swing your legs around. Jeez, okay. So you can come up and have the support of the wall. Option also to place a blanket, a pillow, a bolster if you have one, underneath your hips so they're a little bit more raised like this, or a block. But you can also just do this here. Come back to your Prithvi Mudra, ring finger and thumb together, palms face up. Can invite in the sense of groundedness, our intention to help to build up through your immune system. Feel energy move from your feet back down into the core of your body. Try to melt into the earth. Feel the earth supporting you. Haven't already, start to slow down your breath. Option to stay here as long as you'd like. Whenever you're ready, you can make yourself into your final Shavasana, final pose for rest. I know it's really easy when you're at home. So I have this tendency too, but I know it's really easy to try to skip out on Shavasana or cut it short, but I encourage you to really settle and rest here in this pose. Especially during this time, it's really important for you to find rest and relaxation. You keep your stress down, you keep your immune system functioning up. Slowly start to deepen your breath. So come back to your physical body. Start by wiggling your fingers and your toes. Gently rock your head from side to side. Run your tongue along the seam of your teeth. Take a nice full body stretch. Reach your arms up overhead just as we did at the start. When you're ready, roll over onto your favorite side, left or right. Pause there for a moment in the fetal position. This allows the energies of sun and moon to reconnect. When you're ready, gently press your way up into a comfortable seat. Try to keep your eyes closed, this calm feeling within you. And come back to Prithvi Mudra. We'll close class together with one chant of Om. Chanting is a really powerful experience. Just using your vocal cords in a conscious way can be so beneficial. Still take a nice deep inhale together. Exhale, open your mouth, let out a sigh. Inhale for Om. Release Prithvi Mudra, come into Anjali Mudra, hands into prayer in front of your heart. Bow your chin down towards your chest. Take a moment to thank yourself once again for coming to practice today. I thank you all for allowing me to guide you in the virtual world and share this practice with you in the interweb. If you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling like your immune system needs a little boost, you can come back to this practice. Or you can take little bits and pieces out of the practice and integrate them into your daily life to continue to decrease anxiety and boost your immune system. I have so much gratitude for each and every one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The light in me honors and bows to the light that shines from within each and every one of you. Namaste. Sending you all so much love, so much good health. I look forward to practicing with you in person in studio again, hopefully in the very, very near future.